Hello, everyone. Probably your child doesn't talk. He or she is delayed and spent much time in front of TV, actually, all screens before the age of 2. If this is right, I believe this story would be beneficial for you and for all parents to listen to, even for those who are not parents yet. My name is Merima, and I decided to share my experience to help those parents fighting the same battle as I used to fight for about 5 years, and as a warning for future parents of newborns and toddlers. So, I'm a teacher and a mother of 3, and 9 years ago, something bad happened to me. I gave birth to my eldest child, and I never imagined that screens can have negative effects on my child's development, and that excessive screen exposure can hinder a child's development, especially language development. For her first birthday, she got 2 tablets, you can never believe, from my parents, and I was like, what can be wrong with learning from a young age some probably educative videos such as numbers, colors, shapes? Because while I was in college, I was taught that a child should start learning early foreign language, and I thought this was a great opportunity to teach her English instead of her mother tongue language. It turned out to be a huge mistake since a child should learn a native language first and then foreign. But 9 years ago, that happened because we, for the first time, had tablets in my country. And in the first year of life, she was a really typical child. She was waving, sending kisses, started talking, and suddenly she became mute. Till the age of 3, we didn't not hear her voice at all. Not only she couldn't talk, but she became addicted to screens. She couldn't eat without screen. She kept asking more and more. Suddenly, we noticed some behavior. Strange behavior occurred, like she lost her eye contact, pointing. She did not respond to her name.
Reti
Sometimes
papa,
she was walking
papa.
tiptoe and lining things that looked like stinging. So it really scared me. As my husband is a doctor, I was blaming him because I thought she became autistic because of vaccine. That is the first notion that came to your mind, that came to my mind. In truth, it was our guilt, not the vaccine. We deprived her to experience the typical everyday activities she needed to engage with to learn about the world, and disrupted the normal developmental process. Luckily, we didn't wait but looked for help. We went to a speech pathologist and tried to reverse her behavior and stimulate her development to catch up with her peers. At first, we were only relying on medical support and speech therapists. However, I believe the parent is the best therapist, really, and every parent needs to cooperate with experts because mothers spend the most time with their child, and they know their child best. That's why I was always present there during the speech therapy, and I was always looking for some recommendations on what to do at home to boost her confidence, to start to talk, and to improve her development. For almost 5 years, we were struggling to catch up with peers, and finally we succeeded. Often I make comparison of our speech struggle with a bamboo tree. Probably you have heard of that tree, Chinese bamboo tree. So we couldn't see results for the 5 years. Same with this tree, because it takes 5 years to grow. It has to be watered and fertilized in the ground where it had been planted. It doesn't break through the ground for 5 years. After 5 years, once it breaks through the ground, it will grow 20 or 30 meters. So same with us. It took 5 years to see the positive results after tons of therapies and practice, and we almost lost hope. So I hope this will encourage you to work more and to now she's almost 10, a typical child, smiling and an
Hello,
excellent student.
everybody.
No
I'm
one can
Aina.
notice that she used to be delayed. Our efforts paid off. Nowadays I see children all the time on screens who are speech delayed and they have short attention span. So I decided to write parent guidebook, Teach Me to Talk, to share my experience and to help parents with the same problem by giving practical advice and tips, because you get tons of advice and recommendations, but you don't know if that is the right one. Since this guidebook was written in my native Bosnian language, thousands of mothers reached me searching for help and asking for the hope they lost. The good news is that almost all of them, whose children were younger than 3, 4 years old, let me know that their children caught their peers and they are now fine. You just need the right instructions and advice. That's why I decided to help mothers abroad. And that's why actually I wrote this guidebook in English. So if you're a newborn mom, I hope you will never have this problem. But if you do have a speech delayed child who was exposed to screens early from an early age, and you suspect that you experience the same, it's time to help your child to start talking. And please, you can send me a message via email to consult. I'll pin it below, and I would be glad to help, really. So may God reward you and protect you and all our children. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.